So certified.
So certified.
So certified.
So certified.
So certified. We began with a moment of silence, but let's observe a moment of silence at this time. Thank you. We stand for our pledge led by our Vice Chair, Ms. Sullivan.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Mullins. This brings us to unfinished business, letter A, superintendent's evaluation, which is still unfinished. There's not anything I didn't know. No. All right, well, let me finish this. We'll be going back in the closed session when the meeting's over to work on the superintendent's evaluation.
You can do the motion then.
Yeah, we can do the motion then. It's just personnel motion for anybody wondering. I am echoing in my ears. School calendar, Dr. Stacy.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, at our last meeting, given 2 calendars, and at that time, the board chose not to take any action until we were ready to see what kind of guidance we were going to get from the state DOE or from the governor's office. Since that time, we've been given the indication that we're going to have a lot more leeway in how we reopen our schools. I think you were at anyway, my recommendation for you tonight is to please accept the calendar or approve the calendar. Again, it's a 190 instructional day calendar beginning with teacher work day on August 14th. Students commence on August 17th, and students' last day of school will be June the 1st, and teachers' last work day would be June the 2nd. And again, the reasoning for having 190 instructional days because our reopening plan that we submit to the Department of Education is going to ask for us to prove that we were trying to work on the achievement gap that occurred after schools were shut down on Friday, March the 13th. And so we're hoping with those instructional days added and some other tools that we're hoping to implement that we will show that we're approaching that achievement gap.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve the calendar proposed by Dr. Stacy with the start date of teachers on August the 14th and the start date for students August 17th, year 2020.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Mullins, second by Mr. Robinson. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item C, Dr. Stacy and Ms. Cox. Finalization of the budget.
Mr. Chair, right here, please. You don't have to bring your own.
Sorry, I was looking over my notes. Okay, good evening, Mr. Chairman, Madam Vice Chair, board members, Dr. Stacy, for tonight is the budget for your approval. The budget is based on the governor's direct aid to the district, $42,227,250. And the county's local appropriation of $12,438,586. And, it's also allowing us to carry over, anything that we have not spent in the school year tomorrow. And then in addition to the state and county appropriation, we expect to receive $6,462,689 for federal grants and funding. The total estimated revenue and budgeted expenditures for 2021 is $67,181,703. And included in this budget is one step raise, an increase in the district's portion of health insurance, ERS benefits for bus drivers, custodial staff, and food service staff. These benefits are new this year for these employees. And then we have salary and benefits for a psychologist, and then we also have for capital expenditures, a garbage truck, school buses, a backhoe, and then any repairs that come up for the buildings.
We know we have a couple of issues roof-wise on Tazewell High School and Richlands High School that we're going to try to address. The VRS benefits that Ms. Cox spoke about, all regular VRS employees, professional staff has had the health benefit in their VRS for years, and this is a new benefit that we'll start offering for classified folks as well. The garbage truck, knock on wood, has managed to make it through the spring. It was a nip and tuck event, but it is really on its last leg, so we're going to try to get that replaced. Again, a step raise for the teachers, for all employees. And again, I know that the county reduced us by $250,000, but I think they were still working with us as best they could to fund us as best they could. Allowed us to keep our carryover as big for us. We still have a lot of expenditures out there that, we're still picking up school buses. They were delayed. Their companies were shut down. Our technology van is still not here, maintenance vehicles. So we've still got a lot of things that were encumbered. We just haven't received them to pay them off. So the county letting us keep our carryover was a big deal for us.
Any questions?
I make a motion that we approve the 2020-2021 budget in the amount of $67,181,703.
There is a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Whittington. Is there any discussion? This is where we speak now or hold our peace or amend it later. And I think that this is subject to amendment because the legislature comes back in session just to deal with the budget. So we really don't know what's going to happen in September and October. And that's something that should be made clear. Not a bad budget considering the
turmoil, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I will say the last update we got was that lottery sales are picking up, which is a portion of our revenues, and hopefully sales tax will go follow closely behind.
No questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries and the budget passes. That brings us this, by the way, I'll wait for the audit before I give too much praise, but this has been the most painless budget that I've been involved in 14 years. So thank y'all. When's the audit?
So,
New business, local health advisory board, Dr. Stacy.
yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. We had talked about maybe forming our own health advisory committee, and it was thought that each board member may want to select someone to serve on that committee, whether it's a physician or some other learned folks that can be a part of that. So I guess what I'm asking you tonight is maybe not supply me with a name, but be thinking and then come back at the July meeting with a name. And now, one thing I'll say this, Mr. Woodard, I wasn't sure, will you be contacting your representative or are you asking my office?
I think we probably should talk to them. Let's throw this question out for Constitution of Virginia gives us the ability, right,
Yes,
to form a local health advisory board. And this group would advise us, you know, in the past, we've had people say, oh, you need to close because the flu is running wild. This group would be the group to actually sit down with us and say, hey, you know, this school or this area or your whole county has this going on. You need to consider doing X, Y, and Z. Do we want to form that?
Doesn't the health department do that?
I don't think the health department has ever given us advice on whether or not to have school. Have
my
they?
experience has not been, no, sir, but I think they're being more active now. I know Ms. Hill and myself have both had contact with Dr. Cantrell.
And I think that Dr. Cantrell should probably be on this, along with whoever the nurse practitioner, nursing supervisor we have is, but. So it would be 7, 5 appointed and 2 standing is the idea that we've come up with.
How much involvement would they have? I mean, how much time would they be spending? Because what we're doing was we're asking people who are already very busy, especially with the craziness of the world right now. How
I
many
would
times would
say
they be
it's
meeting?
minimal.
How many times?
I'd say it'd be minimal.
I think honestly, to start out with, the health department's going to kind of help us guide as far as the reopening. But this committee could also help us as the year gets going on if they're seeing rises of cases in their area, and not necessarily the COVID, but anything else that's out there. So I think in the beginning, maybe minimal, but as we go on, it might be something that we utilize. And again, we're on their schedule. I understand
Yeah.
that too. So just, it'd be nice to have that expertise in the same room together.
Okay.
Or on the computer.
Or on the computer, right? I mean, that's,
There's no reason.
we're getting very
Dr.
good at
Stacy
Google
can't-
Meets and, yeah,
Skype.
sure. Yes, sir.
So can you get Lindsay to draw, I'm sure we have to have a resolution to form this board.
I will. I can bring it next month. Or, yeah, next month.
Next month.
Still
Yeah.
June.
Do we
Couple
just
weeks.
table this until next month then and bring the name?
Yeah, it'll come up under unfinished business.
Okay,
But at that time, if you would have a name, then we could do it all.
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Is anybody opposed to forming?
No.
Didn't ask that.
No, I think it's a good idea.
That brings us to adjournment, but we're not gonna. We need to return to closed session to do superintendent's evaluation.
Do you want me to do personnel or wait till we come back?
You can go ahead and do it now if you want to.
Okay.
We didn't amend it, did we?
No. I'd like to make a motion to approve personnel as presented for tonight. I'll make that motion. I'll second it. I know.
Motion by Ms. Long, second by Ms. Moyer to approve personnel as presented. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Ms. Bailey? And we only need personnel, I think, right? We don't need legal.
Pursuant to section 2.2-371 of the Code of Virginia, motion must be made to pass to reconvene closed session for the purpose of discussing the following specific matter. Personnel, discussion, consideration, or any respective candidates, employment, assignment, performance, promotion, salaries, discipline, or resignation of employees, pursuant to 2.2-371
So a motion,
I make a motion, we go back into closed session for personnel.
I'll say.
motion by Ms. Mullins, second by Mr. Robinson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? And we will, try not to be 12 too long. I've got a nap scheduled. I don't know that, will we go back on